the parties to the case get a chance to get our full attention in technical hearings in February. We'll give them our full attention at that time. So tonight's hearing is not for the parties, it's for the public. And it's for the public to speak to us. So that's why we want you to face us when you're talking to us and direct your comments at us. Thank you.
I'm Thomas Hall, we live on Ted Road. We have a wetland on the right side, wetland on the left side. The road's 14 feet wide, okay? And he wants to go over 20 feet wide. How are we going to do that without filling the wetland? It cannot be done at all, and that is the law. And the PSB board is going to make the right decision and not approve the project.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Affinati. I live in Milton, and I had heard a lot about the project, both for and against, and so I thought I'd do my own research and looked and found quite a lot of information, looked at existing projects, looked at my brother's own website. He's a green living consultant out west, and found that my concerns over the size of the project are totally not founded. It's awesome that they're so efficient at that size. He said that one of these turbines would replace about 1,000 smaller ones that I had seen out west of the wind farms in California. And this project is only looking at 5 turbines. I went over to Chateauguay, New York, where there's over 80, and I have to say I was so excited to see that finally this country is finally doing something to decrease our dependence on fossil fuels and other polluting forms of energy. Having wind blow and make energy, what can be better than that? So I totally support the project, and I hope you hear from a lot more people in that regard. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Terry Savins, and I live on Ted Road also. And just for the record, I am not getting paid $20,000 for this, the easement. But I am for the project because of the clean energy. We won't get anything from it on our side of the mountain, but I just like the fact that Vermont is starting to go green and to have the renewable power, the renewable energy. So I'm for it.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Millett. I live on Arrowhead Avenue. I've resided in town of Milton for 33 years. I'm kind of have strong objections to this project. The reason being, there's a lot of fallacies and misinformation out there as to the benefits that this would be by erecting these towers on Georgia Mountain. I think the state of Vermont should have more concerns about what's being erected around the state also, because Vermont is so dependent upon tourism in the state of Vermont. And we're going to take some of the most beautiful mountains in the country and destroy them for a few towers that aren't really going to be that beneficial for the country. One of the things that are being covered up here is that the most benefit to our country would be in nuclear power, and not wasting our time with such projects on these wind turbines. We, on the news media across the nation, praise the Europeans for the efficiency of their project over there with nuclear power, and yet we turn our backs on that power. And I think that's the future of this country. We have to look at nuclear power and the benefits of this power and the costs overall, because Americans can't afford what's happening in this country to provide electricity to our homes. So I think the board ought to give some serious consideration as to what's being proposed here and vote against it. Thank you.
We're short people.
Good evening. Bill Rao, Franklin County. I guess I get a little concerned as a member of the public to watch the make our decisions. We watch a man work pretty hard most of his life, invest $750,000 just in the permit process, and get down to the point where that objections that should have come forward perhaps before now should have been voiced before we take that money from But the fact is, we're looking at Vermont Yankee and trying to decide what we're going to do with that. That's carbon neutral. We buy a third of our power from Hydro-Quebec. That's carbon neutral. We have some other renewable projects in the state of Vermont. Hydro, cow power, those kinds of things. Those amount to, what does it total, all told, carbon neutral, something in the low 80%, 82, 83%. So we're a green state because we're relatively carbon neutral. If we take Vermont Yankee out and don't replace it with anything, where are we going to be dependent on? It's not going to be carbon neutral, likely. We're probably not going to have the opportunity in Vermont to build another nuclear plant if we can't even build a wind tower without a great deal of protection. If you look at the amount of business that leaves Vermont as a result of the unstable or instability of our power or electrical future, you know, we're handicapped. We're handicapping ourselves. I think we need to get a little bit more realistic about who's going to support us, who's going to supply the power, where the jobs are going to come from, who's going to pay the taxes, and that sort of thing. But if we're going to do this at this point in the game, after a family has spent $750,000, that's asking quite a lot of them. Who's going to come forward with a project in Vermont if they're going to spend their nest egg and have it thrown away at this late date? I'm for the project.
Hi. I'm here. Amanda Singh here. We're part of Berkshire Cow Power up in Berkshire, Vermont. And we invested millions of dollars as well into a renewable energy project. And we did it for a couple of reasons. One is we believe in renewable energy. We have 3 children. We believe in keeping Vermont green. And we were encouraged to do so by the state of Vermont in the policies that they have developed, in Governor Douglas's words, and the support the legislature has given us. And I guess I'm here as a supporter of renewable energy because that seems to be the direction our young people want. If we talk to college students, if we talk to young parents raising their kids in Vermont, you know, that's one of the reasons they're here in this state. And it's been a clear policy set forth by the state of Vermont. So I'm all about spending money wisely too, and let's not, you know, put money into something that's not going to produce power and be effective and help the grid. I agree with Mr. Rowell that there's a potential and looming problem with our energy in the near future. But more importantly, the state of Vermont has encouraged folks like the Harrisons to develop renewable energy. And, you know, I would really want folks to look at the facts and not just the emotions behind it. And anybody that's going to invest in Vermont is going to be doing it for a profit. There's not too many people that can invest that kind of money and not hope to get something out of it. We do it for some good reasons, obviously, and we did it on our farm. But it was also to help save our farm that we did it. And to do that, we needed to have a profit we could put back in the dairy. So I would encourage the Public Service Board and folks here to look at it with an open mind, because it's really the direction of which direction do you want your state to go for their energy needs. And we're limited. There's only so much we can do here in the state. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ken Munchen. I lived on Ted Road for 44 years. I'm the one that put Ted Road in. I'm the one that put the gravel in. I'm the one that put the electricity. And myself, my neighbors, we put the gravel on the road. Now, nobody has put any gravel on the road whatsoever. There's potholes. Nobody. All the cell tower people out there, they don't put no gravel on the road whatsoever. All I got to say right now is, Mr. Harrison, please put your windmills somewhere else. Thank you.